Hello, everybody. Today is day 46. I got done 1,063 words, which is middle of the road for what we have so far, but I think that I've finally added all that I need to get done draft 1. I'm gonna add no more. And that leaves our total for chapters added to be, I believe, 5, which isn't as many as I thought I would have to add, but still a substantial amount. And a substantial amount of words, too. I'm not terribly happy with how this is turning out, but I think going through the editing phase and giving it a bit time to cool off um, would help with that. I think that it was just, I was tired, I was running out of steam. I just think that some of these chapters will sound better to me when they are polished out in the editing phase, which is why the editing phase is there. It's to make sure that everything sounds right and all of that stuff that the reader will finally see. And for a couple of chapters in Our Hope, I wasn't exactly happy with how they turned out either, but it sounds like, other than a few spelling errors and grammar errors, it turned out pretty well. So we'll have to see where this ends up. And again, this is why we have ARC readers and beta readers who can take that step back that the authors just can't. And it's the same as when you do anything. You criticize your own work harder than anybody else ever could. I hope it's not as bad as I think when it goes through the reading stage, but we'll have to see. If I have to rewrite it, then I can rewrite it. I just feel like it was repeating a lot because what would be said there was going to be said in later chapters, and I didn't want to say it then, but we'll see what that looks like. Again, there's still a lot of time to let it cool down, and I can go back to it and totally rewrite it for the second draft. I did write the B plot in the second draft, so the entire B plot is done for draft 2. And then I will be going back to the A plot. But yeah, super happy with the progression. I believe I said this like a week ago or 2 weeks ago at this point now, where I think I could be done the second draft within a week. So I'm not going to say that now, but there is not much left. I think I have like 8 or 9 chapters to the second draft left. And then we can start the editing phase, which I'm super excited to be able to get to. For me, the editing phase is pretty easy. I just gotta make sure that I don't trust what the computer is telling me is wrong 100%, because that seems to be where I get tripped up the most. I don't exactly have the greatest record of knowing how to use grammar, so in Our Hope, I relied heavily on the computer to be able to get it right, and it let me down so bad. So this time, I know better, and I will be able to make a better choice. So fingers crossed for this time going better than the last time. But I'm super excited for getting this done. I think that it being done by the deadline is going to be very accomplishable, which I am excited about. So I'm going to try and put more effort into Angel's Revenge, because I'm not totally done that first draft either. And I'm sure that I'm going to have to I'm gonna have to keep working on it into January, but by the end of January, it should be published. And of course, I will fix up Our Hope and actually publish it as well. So I will be able to have 3 books that you can go and get for yourself by the end of January, which I'm super stoked about. But we'll just have to see how things go. I'm really hoping that both of my choice careers can take off. But that's just a dream. We'll see if it actually happens or not. But yeah, that's kind of all the update that I have for today. Catch you all on the flip side.